Morning guys, another beautiful day. I'm in the house already. Guys, so I wanted to talk about what I'm thankful for today. And I can't believe I waited this long for this one. I guess I just haven't had enough of it this morning. But I am thankful for coffee. Anybody else with me? Let me know in the comments. Coffee, every day, all day. Not all day. I only drink some in the morning, and if I have a little bit left over, I save it in a insulated thing, and I have it for around noon or something. But I love my coffee, and I usually do French press. That's my favorite because then it doesn't touch plastic in any way. It's just stainless steel. I have an insulated stainless steel French press, which I could show you sometime if you're interested. But they last forever, and they're cheap, and they just work really well. So coffee is what I'm thankful for today. Café con leche. Probably butchering that, but café con crema. I like some cream in mine. I used to drink it black longer ago, but now I got used to cream, especially if I have real cream, real raw milk cream. That's my favorite. But half and half will do too. So you guys let me know what you're thankful for today, besides coffee, of course. So we're still going to leave the part under the tub for right now, and where the septic pipe goes out. But we got a lot of these boards out of here, and then just kind of shuffling the boards around. Mainly just trying to, right now, the goal is to get this smooth out the best we can, get all the concrete chunks out of here. I don't expect this to be perfect in here. I don't want to spend too much time in here. Like, mainly I want to be able to get a vapor barrier under there and have it accessible for future, but I'm not worried about having it perfect. If everything was out of the way, I'd probably dig it out like this side, but since it's not, I'm not going to worry too much about it, just as long as it's functional. And then over here, that's where it goes to the deeper part of the crawl space here. I think I had showed you that from the top down because that's where I got a header across, but just going to try to get that the best we can and then figure out the deep part there. I'm going to take you down in that deep part and show you what we found. So coming down the ladder, so now this is where that other part of the crawl space is. And so it's pretty roomy, as you can see. I think I can shimmy in under there just fine later. But this is where they kind of did the concrete wall on either side, and where I need to do a better header job right here where that 2x4 comes across, where those two floor joists are just floating that I showed you earlier. And then it's going to come down, and I think I'm just going to kind of leave that so that it comes down to this deeper part. Now this deeper part is not quite 6 feet, but I think we decided the main purpose for this, we thought about maybe storing some canned goods down here and stuff, but I think the main purpose is going to be just for a storm shelter. And, you know, depending on how dry it stays down here, hopefully it's really wet now, but if we do the drainage ditches outside and we get a good vapor barrier in here, hopefully this is going to be a lot better. Right now it's so muddy and this stuff sticks to your feet like crazy, so we're going to wait and let it dry out. I just kind of cleaned it up down here. One of my boys helped me. He's been a really big helper. He's 6 years old, but man, what a worker. And we got all the rocks and concrete blocks and everything out of here. That's still the base from the chimney, but I think we might just leave that. It's really cemented in there really well. So it's pretty rough, but it's not too bad. Like, we just kind of smoothed it out. I originally thought about trying to dig this down like a foot or so, but I think it's going to be too much work for what we really want out of this. Even if it only ends up being like 5.5 feet with, by the time we put our new floor joists, because they're going to be taller than a 2x6 like it is now. So we might lose a little bit more there. And we still got to figure out a window for over there. But I think this is going to be a nice spot for a storm shelter and a good access for that crawl space there. So that's mainly what we want it for. So that's kind of the story on that. We did a lot of work down here today, doing a cleaning up and bricks and blocks and glass and all kinds of stuff. So who knows who's been down here last? It could have been many years. Now the one thing that I'm working on is trying to get all the measurements done for the crawl spaces so I can figure out how much vapor barrier I need. It makes it a little more challenging with having different block walls in here, so I'm going to have to get a little bit extra, but I want to seal it up nice with some good heavy duty stuff and then hopefully mitigate a lot of the moisture issues and have a dehumidifier down in there, and it should be pretty good. But that's one of the things on the list, is getting that all measured out with my laser.